looks nice. So pretty. Are you excited to go to church? What are we going to learn about today? You learn about Jesus? I loved going to church. I loved to get the positive messages, but when it was time to talk about money, it was always that uncomfortable conversation where I was looking around the room at all the things that they had, and I was thinking, they don't need my money. Okay. Good job.
You know, he was like dissecting and analyzing everything, which is one of his personality traits, which can be great. And it can also just make things harder, especially when it's faith-based.
I couldn't let it go, and I didn't see the connection between God, having my heart through the money that he had gifted me, and that it was all his.
I know that the man he wants to be is that connected man to God. That's the man he wants to be. But this other man is so easy to fall into because of pop culture, because of what success looks like, because of those different pressures that society puts on us.
We were leading a neighborhood group out of our house, and still not tithing, but it was something that God had called us to do. It was the first step, I think, in our journey to get to tithing. We had a couple who joined our group, and in the beginning they were in a really tough spot. And we got to see over the course of a year, through their transformation and through their beginning to tithe, how God just completely transformed their life. And my wife and I looked at each other and said, well, what are we waiting for?
So then with Michael warming up to the idea of tithing, we attended CCV. We were going through a series that was talking about tithing. We were listening to it, kind of elbowing each other like, yes, that's so true. Yes, we should think about that.
I got a chill down my spine, and I was just completely overtaken by the Spirit.
Because it was, I think, touching on things that we were going through, he just kind of broke down.
And God said, give, it's time, give. And I just remember kind of arguing with God, going, no, not right now. I'm not ready yet. And he said, give, it's time. And after church, I looked at her and I didn't have my wallet on me. I said, babe, I need the debit card. We're gonna tithe.
And I was like, here you go. Here it is. And I just felt so unbelievably proud and happy that finally, the message had been heard and the man had been open to it.
And it wasn't until I looked at it as something other than mine, and it was all God's, and that he had gifted it to me, and I was only a steward of what was his, that I could get my mind into a situation where I was able to give with a giving heart. We got through the month, and then we made it to the next month, and it was an incredible experience of how quickly life did transform from the time of us giving. So the way I look at it now, I'm excited. It's almost something to where it's hard not to talk about with people at first, because when you start to realize the power of giving and what it does in your life, and how it affects every aspect of your life, it's an exciting thing to want to talk about. I think the most important thing is that God have your heart. And God's like, I'll bless you with as much as you can handle, but I have to have your heart.